That's not the right thing. No, that's Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've been practicing.
Yeah, Shelby had like reference from her flute.
We're gonna get copyrighted. We're gonna have 3 people watch this video and we're gonna get copyrighted.
So do we edit
What do
this
we
part
hear?
out, or do we?
It's not like a theremin.
I don't know.
I think
Okay.
this is our intro.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
So, welcome
Hey,
to
ma'am.
our first episode of Conspiracy Corner. So our first conspiracy is gonna come from Michaela.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off asking you guys a question. What do you know about the magnetic pole reversal?
Nothing.
Okay, isn't that when like it's like the poles like flip? So like if you're looking at a compass, then like south would be north and north would be south, and it like makes our cars stop working.
You're very close. I'm impressed that you know that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait, I heard it opens a portal.
Okay, and now we're moving on.
Michaela, for
And
those
that's
of
not
us who
great.
don't know who don't have any idea of what that is, please explain for the
Oh,
audience.
don't worry. There is going to
Yeah,
be
just
so much
the audience.
information on it later.
I am.
So
the audience.
first, I'm going to start with the conspiracy because there's so many facts on this. I was originally going to put the conspiracy at the end, but there's, like I said, so much information that you need to know. So we're going to start with the conspiracy. Why is the disappearance of Earth's 3 shields not more public? Not very many people know about it. They know about the flipping of the poles. They know that something's happening to our magnetic field. But there are actually 2 other shields, the sun's magnetic field and the local cloud that protect us as well, that we're going to lose in the next couple years.
Is that like the iCloud?
Yeah,
No.
you know,
Like, save all your photos.
Am I gonna lose all the pictures?
I mean, you're going to lose your pictures. No, not yet. You're going to lose your pictures, but it's going to be
In a
because
different
of
way.
a different way. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll start with the first. It's not really the first layer. It's the layer farthest that's protecting us. It's the local cloud, and that's where the Milky Way galaxy resides right now. But we're moving out of the local cloud and into the local bubble, which is a void. Because in the local cloud, it's a supernova remnant that creates a magnetic cocoon, and it protects us from cosmic rays. And it's really nice because then we don't get all this radiation coming in, because that's bad for us.
Where's it coming from? Like, why do we have it? Do you know? Does anyone know?
Which part? The cloud?
Like the
or-
cloud, yeah.
The cloud, it's a supernova remnant. So supernova died, or however
Rip.
it dies, and then it's the remnant. It's a bunch of dust in space.
Oh.
So the local bubble is a void, and instead of being in the dust cloud, we'll be in this area where it doesn't have as much hydrogen or oxygen or anything that's protecting us from cosmic rays that come from deep space, so other galaxies. And think of it like in the dust cloud, it's like a hot, humid day. And whenever you get into the local bubble, it'll be like a dry and cold day. And that's more likely that you'll get a static shock whenever it's dry. So that's why electricity will be increased and it messes with stuff.
So, we are moving out of the...
Local cloud?
Yes, we're moving out of the local cloud into the void.
Yes. Which sounds really cool.
We're currently
But it's
doing...
bad.
We are currently doing this.
Currently doing this. So we're still in the local cloud currently, but we are moving. And it will... I don't know exactly how quickly it'll happen, but it is happening now.
Are we seeing the effects of it now?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
What are the effects of it?
There's an entire slide on the effects of
Okay,
all of this
alright,
because it's
I am
all
ready.
combined.
Okay.
Real
because-
conspiracy theory.
Think of it like that, like it's allowing more radiation to come into the world, and that's not really good.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah,
I don't know much about radiation. I just know that it's bad.
It
yeah,
gives you-
it's really bad.
It gives you a sunburn.
That
Yeah.
too.
Cricket.
This is the next thing. It instead of protecting our entire Milky Way galaxy, it just protects our little solar system. It's our sun, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna give you some protection, and it's really nice.
Shelby looks like she's gonna cry.
That's so cute. He's prioritizing. He's like, okay, I can't handle the whole Milky Way, so I'm just gonna protect you.
Or he's weak and can't do his job.
No,
He's
that's-
trying his best.
He's doing bad.
He's doing a bad job.
We're his favorite.
What are you doing to protect the entire solar system?
I'm working at Kohl's.
Okay, so our sun's magnetic field, however cute and amazing,
I love
it is
that.
dropping in strength because it's going through a cycle, and it is expected to continue dropping in strength. It's called a solar shutdown, which doesn't sound very good.
No.
This happens.
It's less cute now.
Also known as a supernova.
He's really struggling and he's getting tired tired, so it weakens for a little bit.
Me too. Except I'm not gonna pick back up. I'm just gonna keep getting weaker.
Are you?
Okay, so this happened in 1859, and the sun's field was very low, and the radiation penetrated so much that it broke whenever our magnetic field was strong. And I'm getting ready to talk about how it's weakening. So this is at a time when the magnetic field was strong, but the sun's wasn't, and now both of those are going to be weak. So think about that. So in 1859, we had a strong magnetic field, but a weak solar field, and it fried all of the telegraph lines. That's all they had, which it wasn't too bad then. They just couldn't communicate over the telegraph. But they still had the other options, and they still knew how to function without technology. If that happened to us, it'd be very bad, because we don't know how to function without technology. We use electricity all the time.
Excuse me, I just went a day without technology.
But that was technology, not all electricity.
Yeah.
You still cooked your food. You enjoyed the heat.
Incorrect.
You weren't observing the
You
Sabbath.
probably you did not observe.
Incorrect. I didn't cook a single piece of my own food. My mom did.
But you benefited from it.
I would never. It was terrible. Terrible cooking.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Don't
It was okay. It was alright.
And now for our closest to home field.
Don't the poles switch all the time? Like, doesn't it happen every 100 years or something?
Just wait.
Oh.
So
shit.
the Earth's magnetic field and poles. The last time that they switched, Kyle, everything else was very strong. We were still in the local cloud. We still had a good solar magnetic field.
I'm sorry. I was shaking my crap, and then I'm like, this is actually gonna turn into an ASMR video.
Stop. Leave them alone.
Hey guys. Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes.
I'm sorry.
We have to soothe them because they're very concerned right now.
Yeah. Don't worry, I have a preparation things to help soothe you guys after talking about all this worrying stuff. So yeah, when the poles flip, the magnetic field is weakened. So the last time our magnetic field weakened, the solar field was strong, and we were still in the local cloud, so we had some more protection. Now it's
Thank
weakening,
God.
and we're not going to have either of those two things, which is scary because that's a lot of radiation coming in.
Do you think the increased radiation could, like, give us cancer?
It might. Yes.
Okay.
That's one of the things that can happen. Yes. The North Pole, and it's actually happening now, because a lot of people are like, oh, when is this going to happen? When are the poles going to flip? It's happening now. The North Pole is accelerating faster and has nullified the World Magnetic Model. It was updated in 2015. It's updated every 5 years, but now they're having to update it more often because it's changing. The model, they usually update it every 5 years to keep it valid, but now they're having to update it more because it's no longer staying at the 5-year track. So it's moving faster. And the South Pole has already left Antarctica. It's not there anymore.
What?
And the North Pole is on its way to Siberia.
Okay.
Put them back.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't want to go there anymore.
So-
They're bored.
How is the magnetic field also a disc, like the Earth? You know, like a big flat disc.
No, it's not. It's like if the poles and you have all the lines that connect them. You've seen that picture, haven't you?
And how is the water not falling off the Earth?
Okay.
Flat Earth isn't real.
This is not a flat Earth conspiracy.
This is not a flat Earth friendly zone, and I'm gonna have to ask you guys to stop.
So in 2000, our magnetic field was 10% gone. And it was going about every century, so 100 years, it would lose 5%. So we're already at 10% gone. In 2010, it was 15% gone. So now we've changed from 5% every century, now it's 5% every decade. So it's depleting faster and faster. And if it continues this rate, we're going to have like 50% gone pretty soon. And whenever there's 50% gone, we can't stand outside because we'll get sunburned immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we do. We put a big piece of metal around the Earth.
Then that
Okay.
would just cook us.
Yes.
We'd
a
be
lot-
like Jiffy Pop.
We don't look.
During an earthquake.
Yeah.
And there will be lots of earthquakes. I'm getting to that too.
Joy.
Oh, the popping noise would be like from our body exploding.
Wow.
Wow.
More food for the crows.
They'd explode too, Michaela.
No, they're fine. They got little crows. They're great. I love crows. So, and to go with the conspiracy, a lot of the more famous media people, like National Geographic, they're talking about this event happening like in thousands of years, way in the future, but we'll have plenty of time to prepare for it. When in reality, it happens about 80 years after it starts, and it's almost been 80 years. So it could happen anytime at once.
So kind of like climate change.
Yeah, except more extreme. We'll get into that too.
Okay.
So, I'm going to talk about the effects. Those are
fun.
There's one good thing. I did find one good thing. The Aurora Borealis will be seen in every part of the world.
Yay!
As we die. As everyone gets cancer all at once, at least we'll have a pretty sky.
Yeah, that's the good point. But now for all the bad points. The global power grids will be fried, so all the technology and everything, phones, food in stores won't be available anymore. Running water's gone, heat, AC, anything that you rely on for modern use will be
But hey,
gone.
you'll be able to see the pretty sky because there'll be no
Exactly.
light
Dude, I'm right
pollution
here.
from no technology.
Uh,
Run yourself over with a bus.
The only thing that keeps going through my mind is that, like, okay, if our electromagnetic field gets messed up, it's gonna screw up all the roller coasters out by magnets.
Oh my god.
All I
Well,
can
it will
think
control
of.
anything controlled by technology, so all the roller coasters.
Yeah, they won't
No,
be able to
the
hit
other-
go.
Well, that's true. But if we pushed it up the hill, those, like, the wooden ones could still go.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
I
they
don't
could
think
still
that's
go
a
without
number
the
one
magnet.
priority right now.
Excuse
I know
me.
this is the part that's freaky because it reminds me of The Day After Tomorrow.
The other parts weren't freaky.
Well, I mean, movie technology sucks because that's in mass chaos, and even the things that you don't think of, like jails, they're completely powered by technology.
And
the doors are
hospitals.
opened by jails. They're given their food by technology.
Well,
Oh my
or-
god, wait, but like, what about the Humane Society? Will we get like free dogs?
no, not that.
Yes.
Not
Free
exactly.
dogs, free dogs.
But in prison cells, the doors would just stay closed. Wouldn't they?
Yeah, but how are they gonna get out?
They don't need to get out. They're prisoners.
Okay, well,
Michaela.
but that's cruel and unusual punishment.
Well, when the world falls apart, I think we're gonna overlook some stuff.
I have a feeling that's gonna happen too. But we'll be a little busy with the severe climates. This is like The Day After Tomorrow, like I said.
Like that movie we watched?
Yeah,
from
like the
Super
movie
Star?
watch. It'll be very cold in the north and south regions. Not like 0 degrees cold, like you're gonna die if you walk outside cold. Near the equator, it will be very, very hot. Increased cooling effect of clouds, so there'll be extreme cloud cover because they can go up higher. Usually they stop whenever they hit a certain level, and then they can go up higher and have even more stuff.
You
around them.
reloaded this.
So, larger hail, faster winds, frequent tsunamis, earthquakes, eruptions, tornadoes. And they'll be stronger and more lightning because electric boost as exposure increases because more ions and stuff will be let in. And so it'll be stronger lightning and more lightning. So it'll be more likely to get hit by a lightning strike.
Oh, nice.
It's the scariest. I don't like it because I can handle technology leaving. That's fine. And every doomsday, whatever, deals with technology leaving. Every doomsday deals with severe weather. I can't speak today. I'm sorry.
Severe leather.
Leather. Severe leather. The leather is coming.
It's like that scene in the SpongeBob movie.
I haven't seen that scene.
I don't watch
The first one or the second one?
I'm pretty sure it's the first one. I might be wrong. No, it's the second one. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's why I haven't
That's
seen
okay.
it.
These are the biology and health effects. Radiation. It's really not good for you. If you have not noticed by
That's
now.
gonna be the title of this podcast. Radiation. It's not good for you.
So, like, the brain has electrical impulses, right?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
no.
why. So it'll mess with us psychologically.
Like,
It'll mess with our motor abilities.
try that again.
You are disturbing the child.
Well, everyone will have heart rate problems. Arrhythmia will be a greater problem. Bone marrow loss, which means you can't make any more red blood cells and you'll be dead in 2 weeks. So it's lots of bad health effects. Basically, anything you can think of will be heightened.
Or, what if it was, like, the opposite of what you think and we all get, like, smarter and it enhances us?
That's not what happens whenever you.
Michaela,
It's
I didn't
gonna
know you
affect
were a
gene mutations.
brain biologist.
I'm gonna be.
Well, come back to me then and tell me.
Future me is offended.
Well, I know we haven't done a lot of
Actually,
studies
you're
with
disrespecting
radiation.
a
I
future
know.
biology brain.
I got all of my information I
You
got
can't
from.
quote mine.
Wait,
If you can.
Wait,
All of
It's
my
under 7
information
seconds.
I got from the my favorite thing to watch currently is the Suspicious Observers and a
They
few of their
sound good.
videos. ESA Swarm, I got some information from them, Berkeley, NASA, and looked at lots of graphs and stuff. It was fun.
So it's
I did my research.
Okay. Yo,
They have some really cool videos
Are you-
and articles.
okay, we're gonna take a quick break to give a shout out to our sponsors, NASA.
NASA's not our sponsor.
Hey NASA, do you want to do a brand deal?
Brand deal. Audible.com.
Or our real sponsor,
I'm sorry,
the
NASA.
lovely. Oh my god, I was doing an ad read. The lovely folks at Windsor Conspiracy Theory Club. Thanks for getting us here, kiddos.
Oh yeah,
We
we
love
do love
you.
them.
Yes.
It's
We
okay.
appreciate you ghosting us.
So I'm really sorry for giving all of this really scary information, so I gave you some ideas on how to prepare. Knowledge is power. If you stay alert, the fact that you know that this is happening and that, yo, we're gonna lose 3 of our fields. We're not gonna have our solar field because our sun works really hard and is super cute.
When you said fields, I thought you meant like a farm. I was like, oh my god, not 3 of the fields. How are we gonna eat?
Okay, 3 shields of protection from the cosmic rays, and it's worrying. And so here's some ideas on how to prepare. You could, as long as you know this stuff is happening, you can be aware of it. I don't think that it's going to be very public. They don't want people to know. They don't want people to be worried about it. So the fact that you do know, you can look out for the signs and notice what's actually happening. You can plan for long-term survival, know your area, know where you could possibly get food, water, clothing, shelter, anything. Talk to your family, figure out bug in, bug out plans, and figure stuff out.
With us being exposed to radiation more, do you think like diseases will be more rampant or like less of a problem
Do you think
because
this will,
I'm
like a zombie apocalypse?
I'm asking a
Wait,
real question.
And the diseases thing, probably, yeah, that's basically what everything say. It's gonna mess with everything genetically, and it's not gonna be good. For the zombie apocalypse, probably not, unless it
I think
did something extremely specific. And plus, all the zombies are gonna get eaten by the tsunamis, earthquakes.
The
and-
tsunamis are gonna eat the zombies.
They are.
The diseases, because you know they use radiation to treat cancer to like kill the bad cancer cells. So
Well, that's in
it is-
very specified amounts.
yeah, it's targeted.
And it's-
But what if? Hear me out here. The diseases are killed by the massive waves of radiation.
but it's
So
so
it's very-
massive.
It's very clean, but so clean that there's no life.
You would just become a big ball of cancer.
Or we die.
You die.
I think our brain would stop
Because
working.
it's like, the first thing will happen is you get sunburned. So that's already not good for you, because you're more open to infection.
I want to die at that point. I hate sunburn.
I
And
mean,
me
you just have to
now.
never leave your house. It's fine.
I already do that.
Totally.
Exactly.
We're in a basement
Yeah.
recording a conspiracy podcast. We're all like that.
We're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, it's supposed to last for a pretty long time. I believe it's from 1940 to 2000 was the peak of the sun's magnetic field. But for 100 years, it's going to be very weak. So for a while, our sun's magnetic field's going to be weak. We don't know how long it's going to take for the poles to flip or how long the magnetic field will be weakened after that. And we don't know how long we're going to be in the local bubble.
So, like,
Can
is
you-
there anything we can do to make it stronger again?
So,
Oh.
NASA, there was actually this big meeting that they went to, that the Suspicious Observers guy went to. And let me find it 1 minute. I didn't write this in my presentation part. You guys can talk about something while I'm doing this.
So, like, is, like, the magnetic field getting weaker? Is that a man-made thing?
No.
It's just, like,
just
a
a
natural thing?
Because it has to weaken so the poles can flip.
Yeah. Okay, so
Is
it's
it
like
a-
a natural thing.
Is it
Yeah,
accelerated by man?
No.
Or-
At least not that I know of.
Man.
I'm pretty sure it's not. It's
So this is like the
at least
ultimate
not the
natural disaster.
basically.
What if they want you to think that it's not man-made, but it is, and it's actually like extreme population control?
That's also possible.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
I did find the thing. It's the National Space Weather Conference in 2017 in SWEF in Washington, D.C. They said, and I quote, "We are 5% prepared for this to happen."
Oh!
And that's not a good thing because this is not a percentage class. This is a pass-fail class. Pass you live, fail you die.
Just
5%
personal
is
finance.
fail.
Yeah. That's scary.
It is very scary.
NASA, you're a
It's
sponsor.
not just
You gotta
NASA.
get on this.
I'll
So
sponsor
very
NASA.
scary.
Yeah.
They need some sponsorship, but it's not just them. That's the problem. It would be a global thing, so it would be everyone in the world would have to work together. I'm gonna draw the Earth first, and it's gonna be blue because we should be called water.
Michaela, that's the edgiest thing I've ever heard you say.
So that is the Earth. It is blue.
You could put some green in it.
No, because the next the sun layer. So then the sun. Oh no, we have our magnetic
Oh
field.
my god, Michaela.
We have our magnetic field.
What? Is this supposed to be shaped like that?
I'm trying really hard. And then we have the sun.
Oh my god.
This is why I said we probably shouldn't draw.
I'm trying.
Okay, but like, it's
the
probably
sun.
really boring to sit here and watch us talk. for
Yeah,
20
I'm
minutes.
drawing
We need some
the sun.
visual, Michaela.
The sun.
Shelby, can we invest in this drawing tablet?
I have one.
I have one too.
Bring it down.
So
And
does
then-
Michaela.
I do actually. And then this is the cloud. It's got all the Milky Way in it. And the Milky Way. Actually, it's bigger than the Milky Way. It's got a lot of stuff in it. We're just inside of part of it. And if anyone wants to make fun of my drawings, they can try to draw.
They look great, Michaela.
Yeah,
I'm
you.
so
I
proud
tried
of you.
really hard
Looks like a red sheep.
with a really cool tattoo.
that ate
Yeah.
that ate a solar system for lunch.
No, Kyle.
Kyle,
A
stop.
red,
no.
a red sheep.
No.
It's a red sheep.
Okay. So yes, a red sheep of a cloud. We're leaving him, and we're going into the void. And it's not a fun place. I'm
Yeah.
not-
So why wouldn't?
I'm taking it
Okay.
from you.
Okay. Why wouldn't they want this information to be public?
So that people wouldn't panic.
Yeah, that
That's
was
my.
my.
That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, it's like mass hysteria.
But like, I would rather have mass hysteria that gets something done than like calmness. Like, I don't want to be ignorant and then just die because they didn't tell me.
That's why I
rather-
wanted to talk about this. I want it to be more like, yo, I don't care that they don't want
To
you
the
to
three
know. I'm
people
gonna
that-
tell you to the 3 people listening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's gonna be
All
us.
3 of
by
them.
the way.
Yeah.
I like my mom.
Yeah.
But at the same
My
time,
sister,
though,
I'll force her.
if there's mass hysteria, people won't listen to reason and they'll just kind of make a mess.
Yeah, but at least then someone's talking about it, not just ignoring it.
But they also might enter like a lawless state and start like shooting each other and taking things.
You're gonna die anyway. This is
Yeah.
not avoidable.
And that's what I'm saying. Let's just
And it's
live
not
it
like
out.
we'll necessarily die. It's just gonna be really hard to survive.
Mhm.
It's not
Dude.
like a definite you're gonna die if we go through it. No, I mean if there is, we all work hard and hope that the government doesn't mess it up.
You're talking about how it was going to be really cold and then really hot towards the equator.
Mhm.
Where is it? What is the temperature going to be like where we're at?
Where we're at, the guy who made a lot of these
Humid
videos,
and
he
gross.
moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico, I believe, because he deemed that one of the safest places.
Wait, did
Where
he?
we're at, we're technically too far north,
So
but
it'd still be cold.
it would still be pretty cold. But it wouldn't be like extreme.
Like
as far as
I
know.
could leave my house with lots of layers for a few
Yes,
minutes.
you definitely need lots of layers.
But I wouldn't die even if I were in layers.
technically, yeah.
Technically.
We don't. This is all very theoretic. We don't know exactly what's going to happen or exactly where it's going to be safest. Usually, you want to stay away from major cities. You want to stay away from high altitudes, too far near the poles. People, yeah.
What about like oxygen? Like, will like the gas in the air, like the levels of gas in the air change?
There is theory that we'll have some oxygen escapage, yes, because there's not as much oxygen in the local bubble, and it can escape through our atmosphere if our fields are down.
But it sounds like as we're all just gonna die and there's no way around it. Okay.
Well, I mean, we don't know when it's gonna happen.
I still think they should
We're
be
gonna die
telling us
anyways.
about this.
Yes,
Like,
definitely. This should be common
Yeah.
knowledge where we all work together, figure out a way to fix something or adapt, figure something out.
Yes.
I need to know how to best build the steel shield around my house.
So
Oh, it'll be made out of aluminum tinfoil and it'll bounce it, and I can cook a pizza in
and have our own plants and make water.
it. Shelby, that was really. Yeah. Shelby was really into that idea.
I was. Did you have anything else you wanted to add before we switched?
Not really. That's
Okay.
all.
So the reason, because I was like, okay, maybe we'll just do this. But you were talking about like why would the government not tell us this information and stuff, and so it made of like social media, because since social media has come about, like people have been able to share things about the government and share conspiracies easier.
Mhm.
You know, like before it was like if you talked about these things you were weird. Now it's like
witch trials.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, what if we got burned at school for conspiracy?
Yo, that's how I want to go.
But so I guess I wanted to talk about like things the government or even just in like big business keeps from us, since we were kind of on that topic of the government hiding things from us. So like I wanted to talk a little bit about the creepy voicemail on Twitter.
Yes.
Okay,
Alpha,
That was a great segue, by the way.
thank you. Thank you.
Alpha, Beta, Delta, Charlie, Zingo,
But okay,
Wingelben
so
Mueller.
do you know what all those stand for?
Yeah, they're military code.
Yeah, and
It's a letter.
yeah, you just take the
Mhm.
first letter of each word and you spell that out.
That's how they in the military when they say that instead of radio, so that they like write if they it's like a code for them, and if they say it, it's like
Yes. Okay. So first of all, I was watching a video about the voicemail, and I saw people like use those words to spell out like send nudes and your mom gay, and it was really funny.
Do we want to tell people like what this video was that went on Twitter if they didn't know about it?
Yeah,
we can put a link in the description.
I feel like most people probably know what it is, but if you didn't, this guy named Ty posted on Twitter. He got a voicemail that was really creepy. It was a government code that was using a phonetic alphabet, which is like what Kyle was talking about. Like it's words, and you take the first letter of that word, and that's the letter of the alphabet you use. And so it was like that. It was almost 2 minutes long. It might have been a little over 2 minutes. It translated to danger, SOS. These this isn't ASMR.
They are not real. Something like that.
Yeah, they are not
Ooh.
human.
They are not human.
Like, you know, and it said like it was
you need to evacuate. Something
Mhm.
like that. I did do it.
And so then like he got a few days before, someone was parked outside of his house and they like took a picture with flash and then left at like 3 a.m. And then he was getting like weird DMs on Twitter. So, and this person was like, oh hey, the coordinates that were on there were from are around where the Malaysian where the Malaysian airplane went down. You all know the one.
Yeah.
The one that went missing. He was like, this came from the black box on the plane, which records messages for in case a plane goes down and this and that. What are your guys' opinions on this? Because
I thought the Russian military just shot that plane down because they were having some kind of issue. Malaysia.
was it like legitimately confirmed that the coordinates were around there?
I'm gonna get to that. Taylor, what are your
I personally think it's fake because I did look up the coordinates. Unless you want to talk about it.
Those actually, first of all, people, that's not for sure coordinates because they were delivered in a way that would be really odd to give coordinates.
Okay.
It fits as a phone number. And there's a video of someone and they called the phone number.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, for emergencies, dial 911. For something else, dial this number. So
Yeah.
it sent you to this like weird emergency style hotline type of thing.
That's weird.
It is really weird. It made me uncomfortable. But
Did
then
you call it?
no, there was a video on YouTube of
Okay.
someone calling it. And then a couple of other things is that like SOS. So I don't believe this. At first I was like, whoa, this is really creepy, but and because something funky is going on with the Malaysian airplane. Oh, but like I definitely think something shady is going on with that. But you can tell. I think that this is fake because SOS is for boats and submarines. If an aircraft needed help, they would send Mayday. Mayday is for
Oh.
aircraft. SOS is for marine stuff.
By the way, if you're ever stranded in the wilderness and a plane flies over, wave both of your arms, not just one. If you wave just one, it means you're okay. If you wave both of them, it means SOS.
Black boxes don't send out signals. They just record. So there would be no reason for it to send a signal because that's not what it does.
Unless
Yeah.
it was the aliens.
See, I personally think it was either a prank or it was a way to gain followers because he's gotten very popular after this.
He
has
actually
happened.
deactivated his account.
Really?
Yeah, so some people are like, it's the government, and
Oh,
like,
that guy kidnapped
I totally think the government is up to stuff, but I think he was just overwhelmed.
Most like I think it was like I think what happened was somebody pranked him because it's pretty easy to like get an automated voice, send some stuff, and if you wanted to like pick a scary place, ooh, let's find a plane crash and give them the coordinates for that.
Ooh, let's find a plane crash. Ooh.
And it was just
Michaela,
like,
you sound like you've done this before.
it's actually Michaela. Michaela
Yeah,
pranked
I
it.
did. I
Yeah.
This
pranked
is
it.
Michaela's, like, she's gonna come out and announce publicly that she is the prankster.
The
You never
prankster.
know.
Wow.
But like, yeah, I think it was a big publicity stunt to get followers, and then he got way popular and ended up deactivating his account. I mean, I might be totally wrong, but to me, there's just too many things that
Are
Don't-
weird. Also, it wouldn't make sense as to why it would send it to just him. If you think it was like broadcasting
there
everywhere,
was
it would
another
get
girl who
multiple
got the
people.
same voicemail.
I saw in the comments other people had said they got it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
but you never know who just
Not really.
saved the video and then.
Oh.
Not cool.
It is cool because
Well.
like, other people got it too. That makes it slightly more believable.
But you never know who just saved the audio and put it to a
That's
video
true.
of their. So like, to me, until more stuff comes out that's like believable evidence, especially like the Morse code saying like this is related to Stephen Hawking's death. You're not ready to face them. I don't believe that. Like I believe that was just someone who made a fake account and sent that to him because
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking happened to die around that same time.
It's also just everything lines up too conveniently for it to be real, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
with like
Yeah.
it connects to so many things, and it's like, really? Really?
yeah, it seems like too planned out to actually.
Yeah, there would be some loose ends if it was real.
Also, on the tweet where the guy was like, you know, someone just took a picture outside my house at 3 a.m. He made that tweet at midnight. It wasn't even 3 a.m.
Oops.
So that might have just been like exaggeration for effect, but still, like
It
midnight.
might have also been the day before.
Someone taking pictures of your house during any time of day would be weird, so I don't know why you would need to specify
I do that all the time. Why is it weird?
it. This is gonna be
Cut.
so hard to
Yeah.
edit. I'm just gonna have to like bleep out
Just
child.
post it. It's fine.
And then
What's the bleep gonna be? What's your tone?
ah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be me yelling.
Or just put those sections in like
Just
reverse
record over
somehow.
audio and just yell whenever.
Yeah, I'm gonna backmask it.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
It's when you play it backwards.
Wow.
Okay, so, and then since we're talking about social media, I have to talk about one of my favorite things, and that's Lil Michaela.
She posted her butt.
She did post
Yeah.
her butt.
It's very round.
Probably because it's fake.
Yeah,
Kim K, I see you.
if you don't know who Lil Michaela is, look up her Instagram. It's what is written in the slide. She's a girl who clearly looks like a sim, and, but she claims to be a real girl, and if you try and tell her that she's not, she's like, no, I am a real girl, and she posts pictures with other people. This girl that we met at our art program showed me this thing. It's this 3D model. It was creepy. It creeped me out. Where like this girl, she's a YouTuber. She didn't tell me her name.
Little
Girl.
Michaela?
No, not Lil Michaela. It's this other YouTuber. She will like. There was one of her in a coffee shop, and she like recorded herself with all these sensors and stuff on, and then she took another video of her in the other seat, and then she was able to like put it into this program, and it made a digital version of her that moved and like.
That's weird.
Huh.
And it looked like Lil Michaela. It didn't look as real as Lil Michaela, but I mean, if someone is able to take that technology and do some editing to it, like, it's just very weird and creepy. And she did an interview with Shane Dawson, and it was,
She really like danced around the fact of like actually talking about whether or not she was real.
yeah.
And that's what was really creepy about it to me, was that she didn't give a direct answer to any of like anything Shane
But
said.
what is reality?
It actually,
Oh my god, we don't have time for that.
it actually is just a really big ad campaign for Sims 5.
Well, okay, there's
That's what some people think.
yeah, there's this artist that I saw on Instagram because like I've delved so deep into this Lil Michaela thing, and there's like artists
Is it Kyle
that
Perrin
you
art?
can Spawn.
Follow that.
There's like artists that she follows that make people that look like her, and like it's like a freelance artist.
Do you know what her name
I
is?
forget what her name
Okay,
is.
we'll look her up and put her link in the description, because cred to the artist.
Yeah, credit to the artist.
Link in the description
But-
below.
She's
Oh
a
my
freelance
God.
artist, and she advertises as a freelance artist on her Instagram, and it looks like Lil McKay.
Yeah, Lil Michaela is really creepy. Do either of you have anything to add? Kyle, nothing stupid.
Why does she look like that?
I mean, like, I could totally picture what she would look like in real life.
Yeah.
But, and then there's multiple theories on who she is, and I'm not going to get into all that because I could do a whole presentation
Darth
on her.
Vader.
Darth
right?
Vader, yeah.
Dun,
It's
dun,
Darth Vader.
dun,
It's Darth
dun,
Vader.
dun. It's the Darth Vader, but it's that meme where they put the B in things, like Darth Vader.
There's also that one girl, Carstinkle.
Yeah, I think it's Karsten.
I think it's Carstinkle too because she sells clothes,
Mhm.
and I think that like Lil Michaela is like a model.
Yeah.
There's also like she puts out music, and there's theories that like
She
she's
sucks,
a
by
fake.
the way.
Has anyone played her music backwards? Because I'm too scared to.
Okay, but you said model. With that, that's such a great advertising stunt. It's like you don't have to hire someone to be your model. You could just make them.
Carstinkle models her own clothes.
Yeah.
But the poses that she does when she models her clothes are very similar to lots of the poses that Lil Michaela does.
Yeah.
Which is what makes me think that it's her. And she kind of looks like her, and yeah.
Yeah.
Can I draw something? It's not inappropriate.
No.
It'll take like 2 seconds.
Sure. This will be our sign off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. Be sure to smash that subscribe button.
Oh my god.